Growing up in a beach town, I've always looked forward to going to bonfires. As a kid, my parents were always making the bonfire, or other parents, if you went to a birthday party or for holidays, or even just on a nice summer day. But if you went up to the bonfire, you were told by the adults to stand back. But as I got older, high school, I would go with my friends to the beach and make bonfires ourselves. So through that, we would learn to make bonfires ourselves. And that was very much a trial and error experience. So I can tell you right now, don't try to make a bonfire with just eucalyptus bark and half a spiral notebook. It does not work. But through this trial and error, through a little bit of parental guidance, and through some research that I've done, I've come up with a couple of steps into making a fun and safe bonfire. So the first step is to find a site and prepare. So you want to find an area that is secluded from the wind, and as there's research from the lungs, breathing, and allergy team at the Cleveland Clinic, and they even recommend not making a bonfire if winds exceed over 20 miles an hour, and that comes from an article titled Fire Pits, Bonfires, and Your Lungs, 7 Safety Tips. So the next step, once you have gotten a good spot, is you want to dig a hole in where the fire will be. This helps protect the fire again from wind, so it keeps the smoke down. Once you've done that, you need to get fuel for the fire. So you can do that in 2 ways. You can either look for fuel on the beach and find dry firewood, which is what I like to do because I don't have money to go out and buy wood, which is the other way to get fuel for the fire. So once you have that, you have to set up the structure for your fire. So what I usually like to do is the teepee structure. And the teepee structure, what you do is you use 3 of the largest sticks that you have, or logs that you have, as base points to create a teepee formation. And then you use cardboard, newspaper, or small sticks. You can use all of them at once or just one at a time as kindling, and that goes inside of the teepee. And then you can put smaller sticks around to encase the kindling on the inside. So once you have done all that, you are ready to actually light the fire. To do that, you want to take either a piece like of cardboard or roll up some newspapers so that when you go to light it, you don't burn your hand. You can just stick it into the teepee. And then once the fire is lit, you got to maintain it because a 20-minute bonfire really sucks. So to maintain it, you need to add wood. Just add wood once the wood that has already been burning has reduced to close to embers, but before it's all embers. When you place logs down, you want to be careful so you don't burn yourself, but you also want to place it in a manner so that the fire can hit the bottom of the log, because fire burns up, and that way you will get the maximum amount of fuel out of the piece of wood. At some point, the structure of your fire, the teepee, will probably collapse because the wood has burned away. Do not panic because you can just add more wood on top. So once you are done with the fire, you have to put it out, and you have to put it out safely. So at least for me, the ideal spot for a camp or a bonfire is by the beach. So you're right by the ocean. So that makes it extra easy to put out. You can just walk down to the water using a water bottle or a bucket and get water and put the campfire out. What you want to do is first drown it out, so use multiple cups of water onto the fire. This technique comes from the U.S. National Park Service in an article titled Campfires from 2014. Next, you want to stir the embers and the water to make sure that everything is all out. And then finally, you can cover it with sand. So bonfires have given me some of my best memories with my friends and family. And now that you guys all know how, or at least should know how, to make a bonfire through preparation, making a sound structure, maintaining, and putting it out safely, I now encourage you to go make some of your own memories with yourselves.